back again so soon, dear boy. We're making a habit of this.
It feels like it's every day, Rob. No, wait. That's because it is.
Well, almost. Anyway, before we get into matters relating to the Carabao Cup, Duke, if you would be so kind, would you like to press that big red button? Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. Okay, so we are here obviously to discuss goings on at London Stadium tomorrow evening, the Carabao Cup third round, where we face Blackburn Rovers of the Championship, who are going quite well as things are at the minute, Duke. As I speak, because Sheffield United are drawing 0-0, that puts them above Blackburn Rovers. So before that game started, they were second. They're now third in the table, but they're up the upper echelons of the Championship. So this is not a game that we can take for granted, that's for sure.
I'm concerned, Rob.
I think you might want to check your microphone settings, old chap.
No, maybe I'll just pick it up and move it over here rather than leaving it behind the computer. I'm a bit sorry. I was a bit thrown due to that name in the chat.
Oh, mummy.
Yeah, that doesn't happen ever.
Oh, have you been naughty?
Got to mind my P's and Q's, Rob. I've got to mind my P's and Q's. I'm obviously being watched by my mother.
So you're not allowed to say the C word?
Oh, that'll probably come out at some point if we mention Moyes. Let's not lie.
Probably.
Where were we? Oh, what? Blackburn. Not bothered. I'm going.
You're going into posh seats as well.
I'm going posh seats tomorrow, yes. I'll be honest with you, Hammer.
The other half live.
If I may, I'll be honest. I'm not quite sure who Gillian Moyes is.
I think it was a question.
Yeah,
I think it was meant to be Gillian, Moyes out.
Yeah, but I like the idea of that's David Moyes' wife.
it may well be. Maybe.
Oh,
maybe you're David Moyes' son. That would explain a lot.
I'm not.
Anyway, Blackburn Rovers, Duke. League Cup.
Yes.
It's a route to Wembley. It's a route to silverware.
Yeah, it's also one of them where, to be honest, it's our only route to silverware, like domestically. Let's not mess around. The FA Cup, for some reason, is always just that much harder, despite the fact that it should be kind of the same level. Do you know what I mean? It really is. It's the same teams to a degree that enter the FA Cup that enter the League Cup. I don't get it for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll get there. I'll sing. I'll cheer. I'll chant. I'll have fun, and I will. I'll celebrate when we score, and hopefully celebrate when we win. But I mean, I say when. So I mean, it's just one of them, isn't it? Given everything that's going on, it's quite difficult to get pumped up for it. Oh, I hate that. Mama Duke. That's what she used to get called at the ball. When we used to go to the ball, everyone used to call her Mama Duke. Yeah, she can fuck off.
Oh, Jill
She's
he's
got to realise
misbehaving already.
she's in my world now.
Is that the way this works?
This is my world.
You're in charge here, so as a role reversal is there. Listen, you're not too big. She can put you over her knee and give you a damn good thrashing.
She knows.
Well, that's not allowed these days, is it?
She knows I normally pay for that though, so she's not going to let me have it for free.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'm still undecided as to whether I'm going to go tomorrow because obviously the League Cup games don't come as part of the season ticket. So it's only a tenner for an adult and a kids for £1. So yeah. I'm still sort of debating. I may go, I may not. It kind of depends upon what time I get finished from work, really. So it's one of those. I mean, the club have already sent me a text message essentially pleading for me to get my ass in a seat. I'm looking.
What that stinks of, isn't it?
There's a lot of seats that are available for me to put my posterior into. To be fair, there you go. Do you want to have a look at the teams that I'm going to put out, and then you can, or that I'm advocating putting out, and then
I mean, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of bloody comments tonight, isn't there?
Yeah,
your mum's turned up, and they're treating her like Raddy royalty. What's this shit?
I know, it's terrible. We got 20 of you watching, 13 likes. Do us a favour. If you're not watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, could you jump across to YouTube quickly and just click the like button? It really does help the old algorithms and gets our stuff out there to more people than otherwise might be the case. Anyway,
I believe Hammer, it's the same price as it is around the rest of the stadium. I think the prices are set, Rob, aren't they, by an exterior company. So I do believe the prices in hospitality are the same prices. Not that it matters. It's a pint, isn't it? Let's not lie.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, okay. So I'm just going to quickly go through a few of these, catch up. If there's anything,
James,
there you go. I'll tell you what, she couldn't do a worse job than the last one. What was her bloody name? See, I've already forgotten. Liz Truss, that was the one. She was useless, but your mum couldn't do a worse job than that.
Yes, my birthday next week. Yes, anything Ben Rama. Yes, all right. Don't, because I even had Grace come up to me. She was going to buy me, these metal plaque type pictures.
Yep.
About the same sort of size as the kind of thing that you and I bought from the event the other night. Kind of.
Yep.
She wanted to get me a.
No, I'm not saying you are, Jill. I'm not saying you are. True. I'm saying that the last one, the one that before the one we've got now, who'll probably last 5 minutes himself.
Grace wanted to get me a Ben Rama metal plaque, Rob. That's what she told me she was going to get me for my birthday. She was told in no uncertain terms to behave herself.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. So let me get rid of those and let me add. This is my 11. I'm not necessarily saying it's what David Moyes is going to pick, but it's what I would pick with half an eye on the Leicester game. Now, bear with me, Duke. I'm going to explain my reasoning for a lot of these. I would put Lucas Fabianski in goal because on Saturday I would put Alphonse Areola in goal.
He's not
very, very simple. No. I'm quite aware of that. But this, like I say, I'm going with Gates's 11. Okay. Left to right, I'm going to go Cresswell at left back because I'm not entirely sure. I'm a little bit unsure as to whether I would play him against Leicester. There's a possibility that if I was picking against Leicester, I possibly could put either Emerson or Johnson there. But I don't know what's going on with Emerson. He just seems to have disappeared without trace. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I would put Cresswell at left back. I'd put Kufal at right back. And then I'd have Ogbonna and Dawson as the centre-backs. Largely because against Leicester, I want to bring Nathan into the mix. I want Naif Agurd to start against Leicester. I know some people would turn around and say, well, maybe give him some minutes tomorrow, but I think he's ready. I really do think he's ready. So I wouldn't risk him tomorrow to get a cheap injury in a game that, to be honest with you, doesn't really mean an awful lot. Not compared to where we are in the Premier League, which is, let's not muck about. We're slipping down the table, and the confidence is draining, and we need to arrest that slide, and we need to do it quickly. So I would have Naya Gerdin against Leicester. Spoiler. So therefore, I wouldn't have him in the starting lineup tomorrow. Craig Dawson, I also wouldn't have in the starting lineup against Leicester. Now, I am a big Craig Dawson fan, and we paid £2 million for the geezer. He came in, he didn't kick a ball for the first 6 months of the season. He then came in, and he was a revelation. But it has been noted that the last few games he's dropped off a cliff. I don't know what has gone on with Craig Dawson these last few games. He's looked a shadow of the player that he was. So against Leicester, I would put Zuma on the right-hand side to partner Big Nathan. There's no way that I would put Declan Rice in for tomorrow's game. So I would have Connor Coventry in there alongside Thomas Souček, because there's no way I would play Thomas Souček against Leicester, quite frankly. Against Leicester, I'd have Declan Rice and Flynn Downs. So tomorrow, Thomas Souček, you can have a little spell against Blackburn Rovers. Maybe he might get his confidence up. It's what should be an inferior opposition. Maybe he's going to have better chances to get forward. I don't know. Connor Coventry, I don't think his ego, if you said to him, you're going to be the shield and you're going to allow Thomas to go on the forays forward that he did a couple of seasons back before Declan Rice started moving sort of further forwards, maybe that might work. Who knows? It might sort of do something. And then further forward, I would go Ollie Scholes. I want to see more of this kid. I really do. He excited me last week. I can't lie. I thought he looked really promising, really exciting. And I want him to start tomorrow. I also would have, in the same vein, I would also have Divine, whatever his name is, Mubama up top as the number 9. Manuel Lanzini comes in as the playmaker. I would play Paqueta against Leicester, but I think he needs to buck his ideas up, quite frankly. Just because he's a £50 million player doesn't mean to say that he's guaranteed a starting place. But given that the other day was his first game back after injury, I'm willing to give him a little bit of mitigation for that. But I would put Lanzini in the number 10 position. And I would put Pablo Fornells on the right-hand side. And do you know what I would say to him? I'd say to him, if you put in a performance here, mate, you're going to knock Jared Bowen onto the bench on Saturday. I really would, because he's been piss poor for a long time. That's my 11. Whether that's David Moyes' 11, whether that's his formation, I don't know. But that's me, Duke. What would you go with and why?
First things first, she's in the chat. Happy Bunny.
Sweet as.
I did mention that we hadn't seen you for a little while, Happy, in the chats and stuff. So it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you back. That's the big grin that I had. To be honest with you, Rob, I wouldn't even play that formation. I'd piss that formation off out the door. Okay. I completely agree with Phil. Ruggiero, I'm going to go with his name. I actually feel like that's a Ruggiero. Might be wrong. Mm-hmm. And that could end up being Ruggiero. You never know, but I'm going with a fancy twist on it. I would actually... I'd actually go 4-3-3, Rob. Okay. I'd actually go with very much what you've got as a back four.
Do you think that 11 could go? I think that could play 4-3-3 if you dropped Lanzini back with Souček and Coventry. Have Coventry as the anchor, not and you could have the other two alongside Mubama. That could play 4-3-3 easily.
It could. But I'd actually have Antonio where Fornells is, to be perfectly honest with you.
He'd fall over as he came onto the pitch. He'd fall over as he came out onto the pitch.
But that's me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That'd be. I'd go 4-3-3. I would drop Lanzini.
Possibly not, Phil.
I'd tell Coventry to be the holding of the three players. I'd put Lanzini one side of him and Souček the other, and then I'd definitely start Scholes out on the left. His delivery the other day, I mean, I'm not even being funny. You could actually, really, if you felt it really necessary, could play Benny in the 10. I mean, that I'd like to see that. If you're not going to play Paqueta, you could actually, you could have Benny in the 10.
I think if Benny plays tomorrow, he's not playing against Leicester then, is he?
No, I know, but then I'd also like to see him play both, because he's a confidence player. The more games he plays, the more confidence he creates for himself, the better player he becomes. That being said, mate, whatever we pick tomorrow, even if he decided to go with the same lineup that he put out against FCSB, you could see the old brain cog working there, couldn't you? Even if he decided to put out the same team he put out against FCSB, I'd like to think that they'd still have enough to be victorious in the game tomorrow. And I again wouldn't be unhappy if I saw that lineup again. So yeah, I think it's one of them games, Rob, tomorrow.
What about goalkeeper? Would you go with Fabianski tomorrow so that you could play Areola? Like I say, I'm not asking you, do you think he will?
Heggie.
Okay.
Again, there's no reason why not, Rob. There still should be enough. Now, listen, I'll tell you one player I'm interested in seeing tomorrow if he plays, would be Brereton Diaz. I'm very interested. There's been a lot of
don't think we're going to see him.
There's been a lot of gumph going around today on certain YouTube channels. There's something on the News Now website that threw out that we could be looking at him again. So I'd be very interested to see if he plays tomorrow, because I think he's quite a cracking player, to be honest with you. So listen, it's one of them games, isn't it? It's one of them games where we're like, we're all sitting here feeling, and I guarantee you, the people in the chat are going to be feeling the same. It's going to be a very lackluster kind of feeling around this one. Yet, once we get there tomorrow, it's all going to be a slightly different feel to it. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to want us to win. Yeah, it just feels like after Palace on Sunday, this is kind of a God, we've got to play this. But it's also, for me, it's got the marks of we need to play this. You know what I mean? After the crap that it was on Sunday, we need to play this to get the fans back on side going into Saturday.
What are you expecting crowd-wise?
Well, hopefully about 6 of us.
I reckon it's probably going to be about 40,000 if you're lucky.
Mate, I don't care. As long as the fans that turn up do decide that they're going to sing tomorrow, they're going to be noisy for the players, if that makes sense.
I care about the game tomorrow, Sharky, but it's not the be-all and the end-all in answer to the question.
Not at all. Again, like I say, it's the... It's a game that's needed. It is a game that's needed. I think it's a game that's needed by the players to put some oomph back into the fans, if you want. You know what I mean? Probably. Hammer, is that you in the picture? Because you half look like a bit like Jimmy Walker in that picture, but with darker hair.
I don't think he does, Hammer, unless we get absolutely smashed to pieces. And even then, I would be very. I think it's all on Saturday. To be honest, I think that will decide it.
Yeah,
I really do. I'm not saying it's not, Kent, but in a 62,500 stadium, 40,000, so you're 2/3 full, 1/3 empty. We'll see. Anyway, I've done my best impression, my best interpretation of what Blackburn are going to put out. Now, I'm working upon the theory. It is him, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw. Yeah,
He was at Nebworth with Liam Gallagher. There you go.
very funny.
Yeah, I don't think, I think a lot of their star names like Brereton Diaz and such like, I don't think are going to be involved tomorrow for the same reason that we're probably going to have some of our star, if that's what you want to call them at the minute, players will be involved for reasons, that we've got bigger fish to fry. I think they're in the same boat because, as I say, at this precise moment in time, they're second/third in the championship table. I think they're going to be having half an eye on at the very least making a playoff space. So I think they're going to put out a vastly rotated team. So I'll give you guys at home, I'll show you what I have gone with. So the goalkeeper. Now, Kent will probably remember the goalkeeper's father, Stephen Pears, who played for Middlesbrough. Ainsley Pears will be the goalkeeper between the sticks for Blackburn Rovers. I believe that they will adopt a 4-2-3-1. Their manager is John Dahl Tomasson, who people who remember the Blackburn team, the Newcastle team under Kenny Dalglish after Kevin Keegan left St James's Park. There was a Danish striker called John Dahl Tomasson. He didn't last very long and he didn't score very many goals, but he is the Blackburn Rovers manager. I suspect it will be from left to right. It will be Pickering, Wharton, Hyam, and Carter as the back four. And then you'll have another Wharton and Morton as the double pivot. Dolan, Dack, and Hedges will be the offensive midfield trio with Vale up top as the striker. Now, I wish I could tell you that I know an awful lot about these players. The truth of the matter is that I do not. I know I've heard of the names Tyrese Dolan. I'm obviously aware of Bradley Dack. He's a player that a couple of years ago actually I'd have been quite happy to take, but he's had a few injury sort of spells and whatever else. So it probably, as far as that's concerned, it's that ship has sailed. But I mean, Duke, do you know anything about these guys by and large, or are they pretty much an unknown quantity to you too?
Mate, I haven't got a clue of any of those names.
Fair.
Not a single one. And I know that's bad considering that, a football, you get what I mean. But I'm just not.
He is Hammer. Yes, he's a very good player. Charlton, wasn't he, before?
Who's that? Sorry?
Bradley Dack. He was at Charlton before.
No, I know the name. I don't know the player. I know the name.
Yeah.
Again, not overly, shall we say, familiar with. Listen. As I say, even our youngsters, I'd like to think would
Dan
have
will be cheering us on because Burnley and Blackburn are not the best of friends.
Yeah. No, I'd like to. Is that true? What's her name? Bradley Dack's missus has just left the jungle. Who's the blonde doobry that just left the jungle for whatever reason? Everyone was looking forward to seeing her in the shower.
Can't remember. To be honest, I haven't really watched much of it. In all honesty, I don't normally.
That's it, Olivia Atwood. Thank you.
Is that his missus?
That's his missus. Apparently,
boy.
Called,
yeah. Just seen here. Olivia Atwood. Yeah. Not bad.
Touche to him.
Yeah, no, he's from Greenwich. He was at Charlton as a kid. Yeah. He then went to Gillingham. Yeah. He went to Beth's, Duke. He's a Beth student.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Bottom of the hill. Bottom of Gravel Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local boy. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I don't know. Like I say, I've heard of Tyrese Dolan. I'm well aware of Bradley Dack. As I say, the reason why I don't really know Ainsley Pears, but I know of his dad, Stephen Pears, who was at Middlesbrough and Manchester United. Other than that, mate, I've got no clue about the strengths and weaknesses of this particular team, with no disrespect whatsoever meant to Blackburn Rovers, if they're going to put out a heavily rotated team, which this is, then I would like to think that if we're playing them at London Stadium, even with a heavily rotated team ourselves, I'd like to think that we should have enough to beat them. And I don't mean that with any disrespect to Blackburn Rovers at all. If they put out their full strength 11 and we put out a heavily rotated team, now that's where it could get a little bit tricky. Welcome to Lewisham. What say you, Duke?
Listen, even to a degree with their best team and our best team should be enough. You know what I mean? So heavily rotated, I feel the same way.
Fair enough. Right, I'm going to get rid of that. If anyone wants to know who the officials are, they are there. They are your officials tomorrow. There is no VAR, ladies and gentlemen. So, and not only that, there is no extra time. It's 90 minutes, and if it's level at the end of 90 minutes, it will go straight to penalties, which, in a funny sort of way, I actually think probably gives them something of a, not an advantage, but it's probably we've got to get it done in 90 is what I'm saying. We can't sort of like, oh, well, we've got 30 minutes to sort of fall back on or whatever. We've got to get the job done because otherwise we face the lottery of a penalty shootout. Now, all right, we had one last season against Manchester City and we came through that. Fantastic. But we've not got a brilliant record at penalties. We're a bit like England in that respect.
I'd sign Adrian up just to take one.
Fair enough.
Great penalty,
fair enough.
By the way.
Also, and I don't know whether any of you guys at home are aware of this or whether even you are, Duke. The just reading here on the West Ham official website, each manager can name 9 substitutes, of whom 5 can be used. Yes, we know that. Each club is permitted a maximum of 3 opportunities to make substitutions, excluding half-time. Yep, no problem. Up to 2 concussion substitutes.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. And or 2 additional substitutes available if the opposition make a concussion substitute, are permitted in accordance with IFAB protocols. Use of either a concussion substitute or additional substitute shall not count towards the 5 substitutes permitted or towards the number of opportunities permitted to make a substitution. To be honest, that's quite irrelevant because David Moyes doesn't make 5 substitutions anyway.
One lie, Rob, it's a lot of words you use there and absolutely none of it made any relevance to me whatsoever. As you say, Moyes doesn't make substitutions.
Nah.
And we've yet, as far as I'm aware, Kent might prove me wrong, we've yet to use a concussion substitution, I believe. So it makes no difference.
I think the only one I can remember us using was Diop in the
about 18 years ago,
United, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. She's fine, Cyber. Thank you for asking. She's a hell of a lot better today. She's she's all right.
Yeah. Just having a little look here if there's any other information that might be of use to anyone. There was a question earlier said about Maxwell Cornet. Still no idea on Maxwell Cornet. I mean, they said he was going to be out for a fortnight, and here we are, a month, 6 weeks later, and there's no sign of the geezer. So your guess is as good as mine.
Concerning.
So, I have Hammer 89. I have seen the bowling. I've not actually been in there though. It's all a little bit.
Can I give a quick plug, Rob?
To
everyone who has Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
There's a new Canning Town Len video coming out between now and Christmas, I do believe, more towards Christmas, based around the Academy boys of the event that you went to.
Yes. You might even find that I'm on it.
Oh, are you really?
I'm saying you might find that I'm on it. Because I was in. They did some filming while I was there.
That you were there.
Whether you'll catch a glimpse of me, I'm not saying they interviewed me or any shit like that. But you might be watching it, and the camera might pan round, and you'll go,
I know that ugly mug.
Rob.
Yeah, no, I saw something on. I think it was Facebook.
Don't know, Cyber.
Facebook or Twitter the other day, and it came up, and I do like supporting those guys as and where I can.
No side.
And he, I'm actually in the was it the Iron Men DVD, the film of the Iron Men, the one that was filmed on the last day.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in that. I'm at the background next to a telephone box. As the camera's panning straight across the road, I'm standing there. There's me, my mum, my brother, and my brother's other half. We're all on camera.
Yep.
Someone sent it to me in a screenshot. I was like, that's me. So yeah, no, I just wanted to give if you've got Amazon Prime, give it a watch, because everyone's second team. I actually really enjoyed that, so I can imagine this one will be quite good as well.
Right, now we come to the moment of truth, and you guys in the live chat, you can get involved in this one. For what it's worth, Mr. Duke, how's this going to play out? And what's your score prediction?
Depending on who's see again, this is what it comes down to, mate. It really comes down to who he plays. With regards to was he now?
Interesting.
Do tell. I've not seen.
Oh, is just Moyes or Moyes out?
I wasn't on Twitter as much as I have been. I spent a lot of time uploading crap for Facebook and Instagram for the pub, so I haven't seen the Twitter. I do spend a lot of time on Twitter though, so I didn't do it today. As I was saying, it just depends on who he picks tomorrow. Now, if there are some of the fringe players, like you say, the likes of Fornals, Lanzini, Souček, Soufal, Dawson.
Have you heard this rumour about Soufal, by the way?
So what?
Have you heard this rumour about Soufal?
German side, Leverkusen.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw it, but then, so Rob, I screenshotted something and put it in the chat between you, the chat between you, me, and Miles and I also put it in the other chat about the very misleading headline.
Oh yes.
Now, did you read the misleading headline? Did you read the article that was attached to it?
No, I haven't got round to that.
So a certain website, West Ham News website, West Ham Fan News website, I'd like to point that one out, posted a article earlier with the headline, Mark Noble to have final say in managerial appointment or manager appointment. Well, I read that thinking, oh, okay, so this is something that's now in process, considering everything we've spoken about. No, it's to do with the academy manager appointment. So the
Ricky Martin replacement.
Yeah, he's living La Vida Loca. I thought it was good. So the headline is incredibly misleading. Because obviously when it's clickbait. For me, it's very much clickbait, and I fell for it, which wound me up. But when you're saying that all the West Ham fans are calling, well, a lot of West Ham fans are calling for Moyes' head. We know Moyes' head is being lowered into the guillotine. The fact that they've posted that as a headline is clickbait for me, and it just really irritated me. And it's the same news outlet fan style page, like you and me, making up shit and putting it on our, making a fortune from my news and putting that bullshit on there. It's the same guys that said that that Soufal was of interest to. Is it Leverkusen? So,
yes, I think so, yeah.
Again, is it clickbait? Is it true? Is there any inkling behind it? I've not heard anything else off of any other website, off of the, shall I say, the news outlets, the like the One Football app or anyone else. It's the fact that the News Now website does, unfortunately. Oh shit! Let's not do that now. Cancel it. I nearly
What?
clicked. Oh, sorry, I nearly clicked myself out of the video by clicking the link at the top of my page. When it uses Claret and Hugh as a source of news. It uses West Ham Zone. It uses Read West Ham, Forever West Ham, Hammers News. It uses those websites. Knees Up Mother Brown. So it does collate from fan sites as well.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily fair. Do you know what I mean? To have it on there, or to collate those. It's like me putting something up on. If you and me were to, and let's not even think about it, Rob, please. No, I hate passionately, every letter being capital in hate, those fucking shows.
John's point earlier, do you think Moyes will get any money in January? I don't.
I don't think Moyes will be there.
Just suppose he is, though. Do you think he should? I mean, I'm not being funny. If I'd just bankrolled the geezer a couple of months ago to the tune of 180 million, and he comes to me cap in hand going, "Oh, boss, I need a few bob more," I think I'd be going to him, mate. You had the third biggest budget in world football a couple of months ago. You've pissed it up the fucking wall. We're staring down the barrel of a potential relegation battle, and you're coming to me and you want more fucking money on your bike.
If I mention, just wanted some clarity on this one, John. Has this fella got a voice? What? Help me out. Have I missed something on my rants? Can you just give me a bit more of context? No, to be honest with you, Rob, he hasn't pissed it up the wall. Let's clear this up straight away. 80 million of that was spent on Italy's number 9. It was spent on Brazil's number 10. It was, for me.
Oh, listen, I'm not questioning the caliber of the players. He has pissed it up the wall because he's trying to put square pegs into round holes.
No. What he's doing is he's refusing to change his tactics. Yeah, he doesn't know how to use the players that we've bought. Newman has probably gone, here, Dave, these guys here, let's go, let's do it, let's have. And he ain't got a Scooby what he's doing with them. Because, you got to be honest with you, you got more sense out of my brother's post on Facebook yesterday, which didn't get the traction I would like to say that I was expecting it to. And that's no disrespect to the fans or the fans that are on Facebook that we've got. But when you've got someone like my brother able to give you examples of how to use the players that we actually went and bought, although my brother is a football manager, and I don't mean that from the game, he's actually put in he's applied for a couple of new managers' jobs, Rob. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes back from that. Some of them, some interesting ones, I have to say, from my opinion.
Private chat.
Yeah. When you've got players you've got someone like my brother, a lower level manager, non-league kind of manager, being able to point out where the fucking hell the David Moyes, an experienced Premier League manager, is going wrong. Well, surely, it's strange, isn't it, that he's not.
We know he's a stubborn fucker.
Yeah, but this is it. So it's not that he's pissed it up the wall. He's just a dick that doesn't. I don't know, Joe. I don't know who has these websites. I don't believe it is.
I don't.
I don't believe it is. I'll tell you the outlet. It was Hammers News. It was the Hammers News thing. I'm trying to go back, but obviously it gives it very strange.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't get it. No, I don't believe it was. Yeah, it's the Hammers News. It's like a web blog thing. They've
Yeah.
got one here. New
I
video
was
shows Ben Rama. I'm not digging them out. I just didn't like the the way the headline was
Yeah,
portrayed.
but
Knowing
it's
that,
common practice, mate. This is what you
listen,
do.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's my opinion that I didn't like the way that it was worded, because knowing that fans are right now kind of all up in arms about Moyes and everything else, that we're looking at, the possibility of a new manager. They've kind of used that, and it's like I say, it's no different than pretty much you or me starting up a news website. Which, behave yourself. So yeah, it's yeah. Thanks, John. It makes me feel so much better.
No, but
Yeah,
when I say he's pissed it up the wall, as I say, I'm not for 1 minute saying he's bought a load of duds. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that he's bought players who are fundamentally ill-equipped to play the type of football that he's trying to play, what he's been trying to play all this season, which is containment football for about 60 minutes. And then for the last half hour, we'll throw the kitchen sink at them. That's not what Brazil's number 10 wants to play. That's not what Italy's number 9 wants to play. What the fuck are you doing?
yeah. I don't know. It's listen, as I said a minute ago. You and I
Anyway,
can see.
we got a little bit off track. We were talking about Blackburn, and I've got
Yeah,
into
but
a little bit of a
it all basically links in, Rob. It does all basically link in. As I say, as I was saying, if it depends, the starting lineup tomorrow, if they really want to impress and give David Moyes a headache on the selection front. I like it. All right, thanks. Yeah, if anyone wants to try and give him a selection headache and force their way into his thoughts for Saturday, which, to be fair, it's quite irritating, because kind of in a way you think he already knows his starting lineup for Saturday. But hopefully some of the likes of Lanzini, Fornals, Dawson or Bonner, they'll give him a selection headache. If that's the case and they play like I'd expect them to play to give him that headache, you could be looking at 3-0. They could absolutely play that side off the park tomorrow. Whereas if you go the other way and you have a Dawson that's very uninterested, you have a very lacklustre Fornals, Lanzini, and it turns out that it is only Mubama and Skulls that give two shits, we could be on the receiving end of a 2 or a 3-1. So it's a very, very difficult one to call. Me, personally, I think we're going to get the former, and I actually think we're going to win 3-0.
Wow, you are confident. You are confident. I think we'll have enough to win in the 90, which obviously, as I say, we'll have to, because if we don't, then it's going a lottery of penalties, and then who knows what's going to happen then. I think it's going to be a boring, dull, turgid, bitty, tough to watch 1-0 win to West Ham. And that gives me no pleasure whatsoever. And as I say, it gives me no pleasure to say that I do believe that Moyes' time is coming to its conclusion. It doesn't give me any pleasure, because this is a guy that's done an awful lot in terms of saving us from relegation twice, a 6th place, a 7th place, a European semi-final. So this is someone that's done an awful lot in the history of the club, but everything has its time. Everything runs its course. And I'm just looking at players that, £50 million Brazil's number 10, £35 million Italy's number 9, lots of other players besides. And he's not getting anywhere near the best out of them. Not even close. Not even close. And this is a guy that's got 20 odd years of management experience in the Premier League, for Christ's sakes. It's not like he's a novice. He should be able to find a way to find a system to utilise and get the best out of these guys. Why the fuck are we playing containment football? What is that all about? You bought Lucas Paqueta to play as a sort of like a defender? I mean, he made 6 fucking tackles the other day. This is Brazil's playmaker, just back from several weeks off injured, and he made 6 tackles in the game against Crystal Palace. Are you kidding me? What the fuck has he done to him? That's not his job.
Same as what he did to Fornals, Rob.
Yeah.
Fornals has had that creative streak, and I have to say that creative streak that we saw, and I hate to keep bringing it up because I know I've mentioned it a few times in the last couple of months, that Fornals that we saw at the under-21 championships was scoring and assisting goals for fun.
Yep.
Jinking, dancing around players in that tournament. I think he was. I'm not sure if he was crowned the player of the tournament or he was definitely in the
conversation.
He was definitely in the conversation, but he was definitely in the 11 for it. Where's that gone? Where's the player that jinked and glided across the pitch? Where's that gone? It's ridiculous that I it's not even made him a better all-round player, Rob. It's taken that away from him. He doesn't do it anymore.
It's sucked away his creativity.
Yeah,
I mean, like you say, this was a player that was in that tournament that you speak of. He was absolutely outstanding in terms of
about 40 years older as well.
Yeah. Now it's like he's basically an auxiliary defender. What is that all about? What have you done? You've sucked the creativity and craft and offensive instincts out of the geezer.
Yeah. And the worrying thing is, if it continues with Paqueta, what happens to him?
Well, he won't want to stay, will he? Let's be honest.
I guarantee you that Fornals is now probably not in the equation for that kind of role for the Spanish team because they've got enough of these players in those positions for Spain. He would have been a better player left alone. The gentleman on the next comment, any relation to Paul? If so, can we have him work? Can we have a word?
Behave. Anyway, we've had a little bit of a rant. It's quite cathartic, isn't it? I mean, all you guys in the live chat, there's 47 of ya. And if you could please do us a favor, go onto YouTube. We've got 28 likes at the minute. Let's bump that number up a little bit. Let's help each other out. We're helping you guys out with a little bit of a therapy session, and you guys could help us out by putting a like on the stream. It's a win-win. What's not to like? Duke, any final thoughts before we knock it on the head?
Yeah, someone mentioned it a bit further back that Moyes' way. I'm going to go back and try and find it. There it is. John said it 5 minutes ago. Says that Moyes will try and win the fans back and go at them from the start. I love the idea, John, and he may well do that. I don't think he's I don't think he's going to win the fans back in one game against Blackburn. He's going to need to absolutely destroy Leicester on Saturday to have any chance of the fans sticking around for the World Cup. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. I'll be honest with you. I'll be the first one to tell you. I have no interest in going to any of these friendlies that we're going to be playing during the World Cup, because why would I? You know, we're playing a shit football that we've done. This break is for the World Cup. I'm not going to go continue to watch the shit that I've already watched. If he uses them to come up with new ideas, if he's still in charge at this point anyway, if he uses it to come up with new ideas, if he uses it to try different things out, that when the season restarts on Boxing Day, we have some new ideas, great, fantastic. But I don't see it. So I'm not going to go give my money to what's the same dross as I already have done. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to go tomorrow. I thought my last game of the season, or last game of this half season, was Bournemouth. Bournemouth? Yeah, I was with you, Rob, wasn't I? I didn't think I'd be going against it. Tomorrow's a pleasant surprise. It's just me and the missus, no kids. Woo! On the lash.
Can't be bad.
Let's just get this one out of the way, Rob. Let's just get this one out of the way and go from there, really.
It's a distraction, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair. So, Alex, no. But we knew it was going to happen. We said, didn't we, when he signed a 1-year deal, we did turn around and go, you know what's going to happen come January.
Oh, you know it. You just absolutely fucking know it. And James, leave off. Mr. Bond, I don't want to read that shit either.
Do you know
that's
what?
That's almost as bad as the comment above it. Right? That's been linked with Lingard again, and Lampard is free soon.
I hope you enjoy the spectacle, Reese, but I'm not overly confident that you will.
Yeah, I'll be there as well, Reese. We'll cry together.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so there's 45 of you watching. We've got 34 likes. If any of you good people haven't done so already, as I say, pop over to YouTube and pop a like on it. Gentlemen,
I need context on that comment now. I can't just leave it like that. What's he done?
Attempted murder.
There needs to be something put with that.
I'm guessing it's a foot-high challenge or something like that. Anyway, Duke, could you do me a very big favour, old chap? You know that big red button in front of you? Would you mind just sort of pressing it if you'd be so kind? Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. And to be honest with you, Duke, I can't even turn around to you at the minute with a straight face and say, what are we? And expect a response of we are massive. Because at the minute, we're anything but. We're anything but. But I'll tell you what we are, right? We're a working class team from the East End of London. And we expect to see good, entertaining, flowing football. Don't expect to win every match. We don't.
No.
We are what we are, and you and I have supported this team for many, many years, and we've seen shit like this before, and much worse. Yeah, but we do expect to see a little bit of entertainment. People go to the football. Bear in mind, you've got a cost of living crisis at the minute, and money's tight for a lot of people. So going to the football, paying a season ticket, your beer, your program, your kids take you into the merchandise store. This is all expensive. So I don't know if this probably will never ever get to Mr. Moyes, but Mr. Moyes, do me a favour, please. Yeah, whatever team you pick tomorrow. And obviously, I understand you're going to have half an eye on Leicester on Saturday. And that's the one that really you need to sort your shit out. Okay. But you need to get Brazil's number 10 playing like Brazil's number 10, not like a tough tackling midfielder. Yeah. He's a playmaker. You need to find a way of getting the best out of Italy's number 9. Okay, he scored 16 goals in Serie A last season, which is a very defensive league. So he should be able to score goals in the Premier League. At the minute, you ain't getting the very best out of him. We expect to be entertained, and we're not getting it at the minute. We've been bored shitless, and that is why there's empty seats in that fucking stadium. So you need to pull your finger out. You need to find a way of getting the very best out of this team. Because I tell you what, if not, you just passed up a massive fucking opportunity to take this club on levels that we've not seen before, right? So that's it from me. Just pull your fucking finger out, sort your shit out, and get this club moving in the direction that it ought to be, playing good football. Anything else, Duke?
I don't even care about entertaining. I just want goals. If it was 3 goals from long balls and we won 3-0, I wouldn't give 2 monkeys, Rob, to be honest with you. That's the worst part.
Apologies, John, but it just winds me up so much. It does, because as I say, I pay a lot of money.
The goal from Benny on Sunday was something completely out of the blue, and enjoyable on his part. And then you're looking at, there's nothing, and we go on to lose that game. And he's just like, oh, what's the point, Rob? What is the point in any of it in the grand scheme of things? So, if we scored like I've just said, 3 long ball punts forward, then I wouldn't give two tosses really about the fact that it's not entertaining football, but we're winning and we're scoring goals. The fact that we can't do that and it's crap football and conceding goals and losing, there's where my issue now lies. We're not doing one or the other. Hopefully, I don't believe it, no matter how much I tell myself, and I have done over the course of the day when talking to a couple of customers that are coming in, that it's going to happen, and it could start tomorrow. I don't believe that Moyes is necessarily the right person to take us now on to the next level. I thought he could have been. I don't believe so anymore. Talking to a Geordie in the pub earlier, and just how quietly Eddie Howe's gone about his business of turning Newcastle into a force to be reckoned with in this league right now. They're third. I know he's got all the money in the country to spend and then some, but he's not done that. If you look at what he's done, he's gone about it. 10 million here, 25 million on Chris Wood alone here, 12 million on Trippier, 15 million on this player, 40 million pound on Bruno G. I can't think of his name. Guimaraes, that's it. This money here, I think he's only spent about 95 million since he got there.
He's bought players that fit into his system of play, rather than he's bought players and then he's Moisifying them.
Yeah, he's gone about it quietly, Rob. Newcastle have gone about it quietly, and now people are starting to listen to what was said. Don't get me wrong, he's still got in my opinion, he's still got to work out a way of finding out for himself if he can deal with egos, egotistical players. He hasn't got any of those yet. All these fans banging on about Mbappe and everyone else coming in because they've got the money that they can afford to get these players now. He's steered away from that. My question is, when they get these egotistical players, will Hal be able to handle them? But for the time being, he's doing a good job. It's gone relatively unnoticed for the most part, the signings and the off the field stuff that I'll be honest, I can sit here now and say I'm very envious, a little bit jealous of Newcastle, although I'm pleased for their fans because they did in the same way that I think some sets of fans will be pleased for us when we get rid of the Pawn twins. I was very pleased for them because they went through some shit with Ashley. Now they're kind of reaping the benefits of the bullshit that was before. Hopefully we get the same thing.
Yeah. Well, West Ham's performances might not be massive, Duke, but I'll tell you what is massive. Our fans. And always will be.
Wonder where you were going with
that.
Come
on, you Ryans.